What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Equali Espresso, and welcome back to another Advanced Warfare video here today on my channel. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the HAVOC DLC, more specifically, the patch that came with it. Hopefully, you guys so far are enjoying the HAVOC DLC. I personally am in love with Exo Zombies. That's what my main focus was yesterday on my channel, the two videos, and probably going to be having some more videos here in the next couple of days, focusing more so around Exo Zombies than anything else, just because I'm absolutely in love with it. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the actual patch that rolled out with the DLC. There was a lot of stuff that was covered and patched and adjusted with this, but there are a few things that really stuck out to me in these patch notes that were adjusted in-game that I really want to share with you guys. Some stuff that is really critical to how we know the game right now, and some changes that really needed to be made. So without further ado, let's talk patch notes. Now, like I said, there is a lot here in the actual notes overall. I'm just going to be picking out some things that really stood out to me, so I'll leave the actual link down in the description below to the full patch notes. But first, we're going to start off with the Xbox 360 specific changes, where it added new supply drop daily challenges. That was something a lot of people were complaining about. It either got repetitive or just wasn't working in general. And it also addressed issues in the join-in session in progress and ranked play. That was still a thing that really should have been taken care of in the most recent patch other than this, but apparently it wasn't, and no big deal, it's fixed now. But moving along over into the global updates for the Xbox One and the 360. Right now, the patch notes only include the Xbox One and 360. As for PS3, PS4, and PC, I would assume that they're going to be coming very shortly. Again, PS3 kind of getting the shaft here because it's not by Sledgehammer, it's by High Moon Studios, so it has to go through Sledgehammer, Activision, and then High Moon Studios. It's not just a more direct route to it, but the updates from the Xbox One and 360 that came out with this that really stuck out to me include general updates regarding the adjusted center point of some sniper scopes. I know the Moors was up for question with that because the default scope wasn't entirely accurate in how the center of the scope worked, but that hopefully is adjusted now. It fixed the most annoying sound in the game, the SAC-3 with the suppressor attached on it. If somebody in the lobby was shooting with it, they could be across the map, but it would sound like it was right next to you, so that was extremely annoying. I'm glad that was finally fixed. There are various matchmaking and connectivity improvements in the actual game. Now, as of right now, I couldn't tell you if that messes with skill-based matchmaking or not. I was playing on my casual account, and I was getting matched up against some people that were really try-hardish, I guess you could say, but I don't know if I can chalk that up to the adjustment of skill-based matchmaking, the removal of it, or if it was just because it was on the brand new maps, and the people that really are die-hard fans are the ones that are always going to be playing the new map playlist as soon as it comes out, grinding out that, so the chances of me getting better players are a lot higher because the more dedicated ones are right there immediately. Now, a huge thing that was promised and something that was kind of a letdown in some people's expectations, but is still great for the game overall, is weapon balancing. There was a giant patch for some of the weapons here. Only 4 were actually taken and adjusted at the very moment, but more will be coming here in the stretch of time because Michael Condrey did make a great point on Twitter that if you make too many adjustments at one time, it throws off the meta for the entire game, all of the weapons. And you want to talk about balancing issues now, if that were to happen, it would throw everything into chaos weapon balancing wise, even worse than it was. However much you might want to criticize it now, it would be nothing compared to what it would be. But the weapons that were adjusted were the HBR-A3, the AE4, the EPM-3, and the TAC-19. Now, the HBR-A3 got a max damage range increase, which is nice for that. It now makes it a very powerful assault rifle, probably a contender with the Ball 27 as one of maybe the top 5 guns or so in Advanced Warfare right now. The AE4 got a reduce in recoil and the increase in number of shots before overheating, which is nice because it did seem like it did overheat a little too quickly, but I didn't use it too much, so I can't really complain either way. The EPM-3, it had a reducing in the recoil, which again is nice. That thing had a lot of kick. The TAC-19 had a max damage range increase, which I'm not entirely too thrilled of just because I don't like shotguns, but it was needed. The gun was pretty weak, and it also reduced the spread when using Gung Ho. Now, slightly relating to weapons, the kill feed was actually adjusted. It actually does go faster. If you did not notice, it was a lot slower than the recent Call of Duty titles. I think maybe at 1.5 times the speed, so it was slower there, and it was easier to get feeds if you're one of the people that like to go for feeds, so I guess it can upset some people that this was adjusted, but to me, it's nothing major. It's just something that I wanted to point out to you guys because you probably might notice it if you play and look for those feeds. But the next things that really stuck out to me were the ranked play updates. It adjusted ranked play restrictions, including Exostim and Cloak, so that is no longer there. That's how it should be. Those two are extremely disgusting in my opinion when it comes to competitive play. It also improved the party matchmaking, which is something that a lot of people, including myself, had issues with. Connecting with parties all the way up to 4 people, it could almost never happen, so it would get quite annoying when trying to connect to a party. But then it also added ranked play division icons in-game, replacing the existing rank icons next to the gamer tags, which I haven't gotten a first-hand experience of this yet, but I am extremely excited for that. The way that it should be working now, at least in my vision, is that you play people in the same rank as you, because the way that it was set up currently before this was you just play and gain ladder points whenever you actually win games, and it's a cumulative thing where you're not necessarily playing against people in your own division. You could be playing against some masters or grandmasters even for that matter, and you may be a bronze. Now, the last thing that we're going to be talking about here today in this patch are game mode specific updates. Capture the Flag, Momentum, and Uplink all got various spawn logic improvements, which I can tell you firsthand, Uplink definitely needed some spawn logic improvements. As much as I love to take advantage of it on my casual account and get some just easy DNA bombs by sitting in the spawn, Biolab Uplink is probably the worst offender of this, and it's absolutely disgusting because you can sit right next to where they're going to spawn. It's literally in punching range with your Exo that you can sit right next to their spawn and they'll still spawn right next to you. It's honestly disgusting. It really needed to be fixed. I'm hoping, as much as I really did like to take advantage of this, I'm hoping that it was fixed for the sanity of so many players that had to go through that kind of stuff, because I know it was a known problem. I know it wasn't something that me and my friends just found out randomly. I know that they needed these updates to the spawn logic, so I'm hoping that this improved spawn logic across these 3 modes are actually helping and not actually hindering from what some really need in a gameplay experience. Now, talking general spawns overall for the new maps, I'm hoping that there's going to be some updates as well, because some of the spawns in some of the game modes are again atrocious, but that's to be expected when they're first thrown into the game. With the speed of this game in particular, it's bound to happen, but we'll see some improvements coming here in the near future, I'm sure of. But that is all we're going to be talking about today in terms of patch notes. That is a recap for everything that we saw yesterday with the HAVOC DLC release and the patch that came with it. 1.7 gigs, so it's a lot and definitely worth it, I'm hoping. So let me just take down there in the comment section down below. Is there anything that stood out to you that you guys are really happy got patched, fixed, changed at all, or anything like that? But that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like the video, be sure to leave a like rating down below. Any shares to your Facebook, Twitter, and or MySpace. If you're OG like that, always greatly appreciated. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to the best of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare content. Any new news and information, you guys know exactly where to find it right here on my channel. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. Mine has been Equal Espresso. As always, hope you guys are having a great day. I shall see you guys tomorrow. Take care and peace.
Surprise, motherfucker.